Hi everyone. In order to make correct sentence construction, you must know different parts of a sentence. Verbs are nothing but action words and there are different kinds of. So let's have a look. The first category of verbs would be action verbs, the common ones, where these words tell you about a certain action. Like to run, to sing, to build. It basically shows what someone is doing. Next is the state of being, which is to tell how a certain thing is or was. So words like am, is, are, we, were, these are all verbs. So do not get confused that which category are we supposed to put this into. These are all verbs and they shows how someone or something is. Regular verbs are verbs where when you want to turn it into a past action, all you have to do is just add ed to it. Like walk becomes walked, ed in the past. Paint becomes painted. Now, irregular verbs are also verbs which you can turn into a past verb, but here you cannot follow the ed rule. There are plenty of irregular verbs and they do not follow the ed rule. So how do you know what to do with them? Well, it comes with practice. The more you speak, the more you write, the more you see these words around and try to memorize them. That's the only way to go about it. This must be learned. There's no rule for that. For example, go turns into went. Eat turns into ate. Eat, drive turns into drove. Drink turns into drank, so on and so forth. And kindly have a look at the list of irregular verbs which I have given in the resource section, and also do not forget to solve the worksheet. Next, I want to talk about adjectives. Now, adjectives are super colorful words. When I say colorful, I do not mean they are just used to describe colors. No, these are descriptive words which we can use in our conversation to make a better impact. So, what exactly are adjectives? Adjectives are words which describe or modify the nouns. Remember when we did nouns? Any naming word. For example, I have a red pen. When we say that, the word pen, which is a noun, is described by another word, which is the word red. Or if I say, I have a small cat, the word small describes my noun, which is the cat. I have a colorful garden. The word colorful describes my garden. Hence, the word colorful is an adjective. Now, there are few kinds of adjectives: descriptive, quantitative, demonstrative, possessive, interrogative. Now, what are descriptive adjectives? Anything which describes certain qualities like beautiful, giant, small, large, colorful, vibrant, etc. Next would be quantitative. Quantitative is whenever you want to describe a certain quantity. I have 3 loaves of bread. I have some milk in the glass. I have some cookies left. Some, 3. These words are quantitative adjectives. Next is demonstrative. Demonstrative is when you point to a specific noun. This, that, these, those. This is my bag. That is her bag. Next would be possessive, shows ownership. My, your, his, her, it's, our, theirs. And finally, we have interrogative, like which, what, whose. Whenever we are using these in context, in relationship to a noun, these are all adjectives. Next, we also have comparative and superlative adjectives. Comparative adjectives are those adjectives which we use to compare between two things, like smaller, bigger, taller. He is taller than his brother. This bag is smaller than your bag. That house is bigger than the other one. So here, when there is a comparison between two things, we use the comparative adjective. Now, when do we use superlatives? Superlative is used when we are comparing a lot of other options. Like we can say, this is the tallest building in the neighborhood. That is the tallest tree in the garden. That's when we use the superlative degree. In the sentence, there are three adjectives: beautiful, small, and vintage. And it has an order. You cannot randomly place the adjectives to describe the clock. All right. So the first thing would be your opinion about it. And what is your opinion? That it's a beautiful watch. So first we place the word beautiful. Then, according to the order, comes the size. The size is small. Finally comes origin, which is vintage, old, new. All of this should fall under the origin. So beautiful, small, vintage clock. Adjectives are extremely important. They not only make your sentences engaging but also helps you to communicate better. So next time you talk about a thing or an experience, or if you generally want to talk about someone, try to use as many adjectives as possible and see how it elevates your conversation.